find my pictures. I went on a coaster.
Look at your pictures.
Wow, I have like so much to say because I feel like I've only been on this ride 2 times and both rides were so completely different.
Wait, you've only been on it twice?
I've only been on it twice.
Hello and welcome to ParkTalk Podcast with Alicia and Naynay. My name is Alicia and joining me, of course, is Naynay.
Hello! It's very early in the morning, but we are very excited to be here. Well, it's actually, it's not early for you at all, actually.
This is early for me because this is one of my 2 days to sleep in, and I just woke up, so technically it's early.
Bless your heart.
It was so nice. The child slept over Grandma's. Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift Hollywood Edition.
Well,
is
yes.
in technical previews. Is that what they call it?
Well, yes.
Technical rehearsals. Excuse me. Technical rehearsals. Hold on. I haven't had my... There we go.
Oh.
The Coke Zero is open.
It's like a gunshot.
We're open for business. That's what I need in the morning.
Yes.
You've read it twice, but not on the same day.
Not on the same day. Both times that I've gone, I've had to work a full day. And I've just run over after work and I will get in line. And in the second I'm done with the ride, the front is already closed. So I can't get back on it.
That's amazing. Well, but you were there the first day that it opened to guests ever.
Yes. That was crazy. That was a very just insane day. It kind of felt like they were not really ready to do that. Like when I compare the 2 days of ridership that I did, the second day was so smooth, insane. Like it felt like the capacity was really high. And then day one was like, yeesh.
Do you think it's possible that they are in, like, the rehearsing part is not necessarily just operations, but they're rehearsing how loud the screams actually will be because it's hard to know with team members?
So that's actually exactly what's happening. So as far as the technical rehearsals go right now, basically like what they're doing is they're decibel testing. That's kind of what's happening. Yes, they're practicing the operations. They're practicing like how the team members are going to operate the attraction as a whole. But what's really happening is they have an agreement with the city. I believe it's Toluca Lake. It could be Toluca Lake or Studio City, probably both. But basically, the reason why they don't have an opening date right now is because they don't know if they're in compliance with the decibel limit. So they have scheduled technical rehearsals, and how we've been discovering when the technical rehearsals are is because we're getting this information through the city.
The community updates. They have to tell the local residents when they're testing, and this is still testing.
Exactly. So they're telling the locals, hey, we are testing on these days from these times. And while they're testing, there's like boots on the ground in the neighborhoods to check for decibels.
Oh, like distant. Oh.
Exactly. And so if, I forget what the number is, but the attraction has to run basically like consistently for however many days, and they have to make sure that the sound is not going over a certain decibel. And that's basically what they're doing right now. So we are learning from the city notices, and then that's when we're going to the park to ride the ride. So as of right now,
you know what days they will and won't do testing, at least, or soft opens so far.
Yeah, we pretty much, like, we know that today they are not doing it at all. It says like Saturday, they are not testing. And that was a notice that was given to the city, but then they're going to start back up tomorrow, and then they're going to start back up, do it again on Monday. And I think there's like some extra dates after that.
So is there a chance, because they don't even have an opening date, is there a chance that like they have to adjust something, or are they just going to put a sign that says like scream inside your hearts out front? Like, what are they going to do?
I don't know what they can do, but what I can tell you for sure is whatever they've done so far has not done anything. These sound walls, the scream shields, like none of that mattered. And, it seemed like there was like a lot of intricacies in planning the ride motion. Like when you're hitting the scream shield, they're facing the guests away from the neighborhoods. Like everything felt very intentional. But at the end of the day, like 80% of the attraction is not near the sound walls or really the scream shields, there's only 2 scream shields. So all the in-between space in between the coaster is just people screaming bloody murder. And
At the
where
top
do you
of a
expect
hill.
that sound to go? On top of a hill.
Right.
So I don't really know what they plan on doing. I don't know what their plan B or plan C is. I've been, as the kids are saying, I've been real quiet on the creek, okay? And what that basically means is the 2 times that I've ridden, I'm silent because I need this ride to open.
You're doing your part. I'm doing my part. It's the GIF. You're trying so. Oh.
Yeah, my mouth, my hand like literally covered my mouth. The first ride, like 3 different parts.
Every POV clip I've seen is just the person filming screaming expletives, screaming like curse words every time. It's just at the top of their lungs. And I'm like, this POV is not safe for work. So at least you're trying to counteract that as best I can. They need to hand out like little gags. No, never mind.
Right. It's like I don't know what this is going to look like. I don't know if it goes above that decibel, like what happens? Do they just not open the attraction? Do they have to keep it closed for another year while they rework some sort of construction situation? Like I don't know what's happening.
It's going to be sound staged, fully enclosed the hillside.
No, literally, and they're going to like theme it to a parking garage. Like, don't piss me off.
No, I think what it ends up being is a community hall meetings where the company has to like beg / bribe the city with like, we'll open this new parks, like this new green space for the neighborhood and this new playground and we'll have to donate to the arts. Come on, what do you want from us? Just we're barely over the decibel limit. It's just a little teeny bit.
Right. Yeah, so I don't know, or maybe they're like completely passing the decibel test. I don't know, but the videos that I've seen from Toluca Lake, it sounds like people are getting murdered because it is like the cutest little neighborhood. It's so sweet. People like walk their dogs, and in some parts of the neighborhood, you can't see the coaster because obviously the houses are tall, and so it just literally sounds like people are getting hurt, which is not ideal.
I think of things like Busch Gardens Tampa, where it's boxed in by like city just all around it. Like there's a street of like fast food restaurants and then houses. Where the parking lot is, there's just houses right on the other side of the parking lot. It's so weird. And they've always had like the coasters, like I'm sure like 35, 40 years ago, it was just like the teeny tiny ones. In the 80s, and then they opened the giant ones, and Montu came, and Kumba, and all this stuff. Kumba first, but then they opened Falcon's Fury. Is it Falcon's Fury? The like drop tower, and it doesn't even matter the screams. That's the loudest sound I've ever heard. That's just over and over and over again all day long, and then the screams of everyone at the top of the 200 tall Shikra and everyone coming down Montu on the edge, and it's like, how could you live here? I lived next to SeaWorld briefly. I rented a house in Williamsburg, I think it was called. And it's like, I kind of wish I still lived there because I was literally like on the other side of Epic Universe. I would have been a mile away. But I remember the fireworks would bother me. They would do like the fireworks during the summer at SeaWorld. And I would faintly hear the screams of like Kraken on the first drop. And it would just sound like this. And that's it. And I was like, I'm a mile and a half away. I can see the tower over the viewing tower that now costs extra money over SeaWorld. And I was like, I was comforted by hearing the like, I don't know, something about it was nice. Like I'm near amusement park area. So it didn't bother me, but I knew what I was getting into. SeaWorld already had like 4 roller coasters at the time. Like it wasn't that big a deal. If I had a mansion overlooking a silent film studio 100 years ago, I wouldn't expect to be here in this situation now.
So like the good thing is, the attraction itself is completely silent. Like the coaster makes no noise. And, they did the whole thing, like filling the track with sand and like all the things that, you would normally do to like as much as possible try to keep the sound down. So right now I think the problem is just the screaming. And I don't know how they're going to address that, if they need to address that. I think only time will tell. But I'm just trying to get on this ride as many times as possible during this testing phase because we just don't know
There
what's
could be a
going to
gap.
happen.
I feel like there could be a gap. I don't. This is like, okay. 2 weeks ago, there were, by the way, we'll talk about the ride in a minute. I don't want to ask
Yeah.
how the actual ride is, but this is more the controversy that I'm curious about. But a couple weeks ago, there was rumors the spoilers had to be removed because the vehicles were catching too much drag on the rotations, and it was going to put too much wear on the chassis and the track, and that they miscalculated the weight, and the whole ride has to be redesigned, and they need to take weight off of the trains. I don't know if you heard any of this, but this was what was being blogged and vlogged, and everyone was like, the sky is falling, this ride will never open. And then the next week, it was all the neighbors are complaining to Fox local news about the sound, and it's like, this ride is doomed, it's never opening. And then like 3 days later, it soft opens. And like there was even in the Fox News report that like they took away the opening summer, and it's like opening hopefully sometime later this year. And it's like, oh no, what's happening? It's getting postponed. And it wasn't. It just opened, like soft opened. Of course, it's not technically open, but that kind of like, it kind of flies in the face of all these like, the sky is falling rumors that like, okay, well, the ride obviously works. They put people on it. Does it have the spoilers on the car still?
What's a spoiler? What do you mean? What is that?
It's the fin in the back on the back hood, like the on the trunk.
Oh, girl, I don't know.
I also looked at your photos.
I did not.
I'm not plugged in enough to know if they're still on there or not. The point is, what was the point? The point, yes, there's a spoiler in your on-ride photo.
Period. Well, yes, there are spoilers.
So yeah, I think my point is that every time we doom and gloom about something, it's not actually an issue. Or if it's an issue, it's an issue they're working out behind the scenes so that we can just enjoy the ride. And then maybe as theme park fans, we all need to calm the down.
Yes. I mean, as far as right now goes, it feels like the ride, as far as weight and track, and like the ride is running beautifully. The ride is running so smoothly. So that's not an issue. I think it's just the decibel testing right now that they're like, okay, like that is the main reason why we don't have an opening date, because it's ready. Like it's ready and it's beautiful and it's really, really good.
We went through a similar situation with Velocicoaster with the dark track in the heat of summer, and everyone was like, this ride can never open after like they closed it a couple days or whatever. And it's like, it's never reopening. The tires are wearing out too fast. They reopened. They just had hoses on the track. They just had hoses pouring water, but it was open and it was running and everything was fine. And I think from like a theme park fan point of view, we need to sometimes take a step back and just pretend we're a guest and pretend we don't know all this and just enjoy the ride sometimes, because let the engineers stress about it and go to bed wondering if this ride's going to ever open again. Let them be the ones to figure out a new scientifically engineered tire that doesn't wear out as fast. That's not on us. We don't work there. They're not paying us for that kind of stress. Just go and enjoy the ride.
Right.
Let the engineers figure out the decibel situation, and we should just go. And you went and you enjoyed the ride. So how's the ride?
So I've done it twice, and the first time I went on it, I sat in car 1. That is is that the main car? Is that the Charger?
That's Dom's Dodge Charger. Okay. Yep.
Yes. Okay. So I rode it in that vehicle. And then the second time that I went on it last night, I asked for the last vehicle all the way in the back.
Oh.
And it was a completely different ride. Now, the first thing that I want to say, I'll just speak from my first ride through. After my first ride, I was like, okay, I would not compare this attraction to Velocicoaster or Stardust like at all. Like it is, they're not even really in the same category in my opinion. I feel like I would compare this to Cosmic Rewind. And it's like a more intense and crazier Cosmic Rewind. And I think that like if you go in with that perspective, you are going to have your mind blown. If you've done Velocicoaster and if you've done Stardust and you're going into it thinking that it's something like that, it's absolutely not. I don't know what it is about these launches. They don't feel like Orlando launches at all. I don't like it. It feels like you're just getting enough speed to make the uphill climb. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where I feel like in Orlando, you're catching speed to like wee, and even the
This
top
is
hat
not an
situation.
airtime coaster. You're not going to go over hills and like fly out because you're going over
Right.
hills while spinning. Like it can't. It's a completely different thing. So
Right.
I was just on Cosmic Rewind yesterday, and I've been on it enough that like I'm thinking to myself like it's fairly tame, but because of the rotations, it feels more intense. And like it
Right.
feels more nauseating because it's in the dark too. But as far as a coaster, like that launch toward the end, middle of the ride is so sadly pathetic. Like you're like lurching up that hill. You're not
So
really
that's-
launching so much as you're picking up speed a little bit.
It kind of like Hollywood Drift has that moment where you can see the fins in the track and you're like, oh, we're about to go. And then you feel a little boost under your booty, but it's not as pathetic as Cosmic Rewind for sure. Because Cosmic Rewind, it honestly feels like you're hitting the brakes more than you're hitting like a little mini launch.
It's a controlled uphill.
I think that honestly, as far as the ride track goes and the ride profile goes, my least favorite part about Hollywood Drift is the beginning. I think that the way that you start an attraction is so important and it makes or breaks the attraction. Meaning, Velocicoaster, the coaster parks, you have the Velociraptors, there's this buildup, the lights are going, and you go from 0 to however many miles an hour, and that launch is amazing. Stardust is amazing because it sort of rolls out of the station, and in the second it hits that tunnel, you get this insane boost.
Double launch.
Double launch.
It boosts you and then it gets faster. You don't know. You can't even imagine that it gets faster and it gets faster.
Hollywood Drift.
The Hulk was what started it. It was like, let's start this ride off with a bang.
Hollywood Drift rolls out the station and just catches it. Like there's not that show-stopping beginning to the ride. They dispatch. There is I wouldn't call it a launch. I would call it a shove. Like it just kind of shoves you off.
Down the hill.
It shoves you down the hill and it lets gravity take over, which I feel like in the first
That's
car,
what it looks like too, actually.
Yeah. In the first car, it's so underwhelming because your vehicle is kind of like already off the ledge by the time you get that push. In the back row, it's really fun because you're almost like basically in the station, you get that shove. So it's a little more fun, but there's no like show-stopping beginning to the ride. It kind of starts extremely underwhelming. And that was kind of my first like, don't love that. But then it picks up and it truly is so great. And I feel like my standards are in hell with Hollywood, that I feel like that is an aspect to me loving it so much. It's like, well, there's kind of really like not a lot to do here. So just having this as a local and it opening with Express and me being able to use my platinum card and being able to go on it anytime I want and it being 15 minutes away from my home, that's what makes it so special and so amazing. But once again, I would just not compare it to Orlando stuff. Just that's my own.
It's a new thing. Although we'll have our own. Although ours has that really tall moment, so I feel like it will. At least one of our launches has to be a little bit more powerful.
I think so. And the vehicles feel clunkier and heavier, and so it just feels like it was never supposed to sort of get the speed and airtime that the skinny coasters get, like Stardust and Velocicoaster. It's like the track is wide and chunky and thick and delicious, and the vehicles like look really heavy. So, with that being said, I have lots to say. The first ride in the first vehicle was very fun, underwhelming at some points, comparable to Cosmic Rewind, and you get a couple moments that are like, wee. The last vehicle was you're gonna have to bleep this. I'm so sorry. I got my rocked. I got.
I already cursed. It's okay.
Yeah. It was a very different experience, and it was way more fun. I think that I will absolutely be row requesting. Once I've done every single car, I'm gonna be row requesting because it was phenomenal.
If anyone's watching the video version, I'm putting the your on-ride photo in the last car on screen. I'm not going to put like a ton of visuals, but I'll put some of your video clips at the beginning, and then just here's the picture of you riding in the last car, having the time of your life here.
Me and the guy next to me, we like almost held hands like 2 times. It was like very romantic, but we were both kind of fighting for our lives, so it's fine. Um, as far as motion goes, just to give everyone a heads up, I do not get motion sick on rides ever. I don't think I really ever have. Forbidden Journey is no issue for me. Star Tours is no issue for me. Simulators are no issue for me. Coasters, I've done them all. Sometimes like you're a little like, you're like, whoa, like it kind of takes you a minute to like get your bearings, but I don't get sick. The first time on this attraction, I felt very ill for an hour and a half after I rode.
Oh my God.
Very ill. Like I was
this
like,
is exactly
whoa.
what happened to me on Cosmic Rewind. I never get motion sick. I once had a stomach ache and went on Mission Space Orange and came out feeling better. That is not a joke. Like I had a lightning lane or a fast pass at the time, and I was like, do I not go on my fast pass? I feel kind of nauseous. Went on it, it fixed me.
I will say, like, I know exactly what did it for me. It's the inversions while you're spinning. And that's what my body, is so not used to. The other parts of the coaster, like the drifting, it's like no issue at all. It's the fact that, like, when it goes through an inversion, the vehicle is rotating mid-inversion.
Oh my God.
That is
so losing your
made
bearings, not being able to track where where you are.
Not being able to track where you are, and then once you're done with the inversion, not having enough time to just sort of like digest what happened, and you going through another one. Because I think is there 3?
God,
I don't know how many there are. There's definitely 2, but I think there might be 3. So the second time that I went on, I felt significantly better. I was still nauseous after, but I was only nauseous for like 20 minutes. I clocked it. So it's getting better. I think that like your body just needs to get used to a brand new motion profile that it's never done before. I think that might be the case with me at least. So just keep that in mind if you do get sick. Like this is, I was like, whoa, that was a lot for Naynay. That was a lot. As far as the ops go, the ops have been all over the place.
Yeah, it's to be expected. It's only been open for like a few days.
But like, it doesn't feel like there's growing pains with like the operations as far as team members go. It kind of feels like the infrastructure of the attraction is like, okay, so for example, I don't know if this happens. Do you guys have any locker coasters with single rider? Is Velocicoaster single rider? Do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so like for example, the single rider line for Fast and Furious, it doesn't, the amount of lockers that they have do not match the capacity for the single rider line. So for example, like when you want to ride single rider, there's a line for the locker room, and you get to the locker room and all the lights for all the lockers are red, and you just have to wait there until someone takes their stuff out the other side and it turns green. And then you'll scan your thing, and that one locker made everything red again. And now the next person just has to sit there and wait.
I think there's something changed at Velocicoaster. I'm so behind on the times. I haven't been on the ride in a while. But until recently, they just cut it off. So the single rider line would open for like literally 10 minutes out of an hour, and the line would immediately fill up. And they have essentially the exact number of people needed to use the lockers in the single rider line, because there's only like 2 small sets of lockers and that's it. And once those are filled, you have to wait until they empty out before they open up that single rider queue again. It never stays open. And and it's not necessarily a capacity of the line itself. It's a capacity of how many people can we get upstairs and through the locker area without waiting too long downstairs.
In my head, when I was looking at the ops and the way that the lockers were laid out, I feel like what I would have done is I would have created a massive locker area, and everyone, it doesn't matter like where you are, single rider, express, whatever, like you use the locker and then you go into your respected line after that, if that makes sense.
But then you don't have your phone the whole time.
We don't have our phone anyway.
If you put where's your locker? Isn't your, like in the standby queue, is the locker not before load?
Not right before load. There's still like plenty of switchbacks.
Right. But like imagine you're waiting outside all the way down to the Parisian streets area.
Right.
All that without your phone. Then you'd be in a pickle. You'd be bored out of your mind. The single riders immediately give up their phone. The standby line waits till the last 20 minutes of queue. So at least you get like a 40-minute time in the queue with your phone. They're trying to put it closer to the end. That's the logic anyway.
To me, it just seemed like the locker area, and not only for single rider, but also for standby and express, the locker
Mm-hmm.
area is a problem area. Like
Yeah.
that is the first time we've ever had anything like this in Hollywood. It just seems like either the space is too small or there's not
Yes.
enough lockers. I don't know if there's not enough
Both.
lockers. It feels like there's probably a significant amount, but that is what's holding up the line. My first trip, so I have Express on my
I was going to
pass and
say
I've
it took
only
3
ridden
to
it.
6 months at Velocicoaster for them to figure that out because it
Okay,
was
good.
it was a complete cluster F.
If so, my first ride, I used my Express. I ended up waiting 50 minutes, 50 in Express, and the people in standby waited 2.5 hours. Okay, so
Yeah.
that like kind of makes sense. Like those ratios made sense to me.
Especially the
Yesterday,
first time this thing has ever been open.
right? Yesterday made no sense to me. I cannot figure it out. The ride was running full capacity. I mean, we were hitting 45-second dispatches consistently, like no downtimes when I was there. They were just running through it. My Express was 31 minutes, okay, which is great.
Yeah.
Standby was 4.5 hours.
Yeah, I know someone who waited 3.5, so that tracks.
Yesterday was 4.5 hours. I talked to the people that were at the merge point and standby, and they said it's been 4 hours and 10 minutes so far. And I was like, oh
Wow.
my God. But I don't get it. It doesn't make sense because they're running at full capacity. Express is low. And so why is the wait time for standby double what it was on that first day when everything was so inefficient? And the queue doesn't look more filled up. It looks kind of like the same.
Well, maybe they're feeding more Express than you think, especially if they
Maybe.
got you through that fast. Maybe the ratio is weird.
Maybe. But
I think you lucked out. I think they were being nice to Express there.
So ops is definitely like there's a lot of growing pains there, and they're kind of figuring a lot of the things out, which is going to be normal for the first however many months.
Yes,
and then
and with big thrill coasters like this, given 6 months, maybe a year, the line kind of averages itself out, not just because operations get better, but because the number of people who do big thrill coasters is much lower after the initial rush of all the people coming from across the country to do it. So like Hagrid's has a considerable wait because it's more family friendly. Velocicoaster kind of taps out at 45 minutes because there's not that many people willing to do a severe thrill ride in this family friendly park. So eventually the line will even out and the operations and the demand will go down.
Yeah.
Or being the only thrill ride in the park, it'll always be busy.
I know. I'm like, there's Mummy, but not really.
Not really.
Not really. So my two major notes, obviously, like if I were to change two things, which I think can be changed immediately.
I know what one of them is.
I'm curious to know if you could guess the second one. But
hold on.
Yeah.
The first thing is
Yes.
the sound. What could be the other thing? Oh, you want theming.
Actually, I'm not really. We'll get into the theming. I'm not mad at the theming at all. Like, I actually very much enjoyed it.
Okay. Because
But
that's
I
a big
want
complaint other people have.
I want something changed within the theming.
Okay. Well, then talk about your first thing.
First thing is music. It is insane to me that there is no music. It's just car rumbles the entire time, which that is not. I'm so sorry. There's no way. People have already been making like TikTok fan cams, putting the Tokyo Drift soundtrack on their POV, and it lines up and matches perfectly. Like, I need them to put music, and it's not a licensing thing because they are playing the Fast and Furious music.
No, it's not a licensing thing. It's a creative decision. And for anyone listening who doesn't know yet, the ride only has engine roars, engine sounds, which are car accurate to each of the 4 cars. So when you're in the Dodge Charger, it sounds like a Dodge Charger playing through speakers so that you feel like you're in a real car. And there's no music. It is just vroom, vroom, the whole time.
It's not giving. And I feel like what makes Cosmic Rewind so fun is the music. It's literally the music. It feels like you're in it feels like you're kind of in a music video in a weird way. And I feel like if you had the Tokyo Drift,
R.I.P. Rip Ride Rocket.
Well, yes, exactly. I just think that like music is they have to change that immediately. Like, I need them to get on it. And there's been some
They're
rumors
not
that
gonna
they're like,
change it. This is the
no, they need
ride. This
to.
is what they
No, they need
designed.
to. No, I don't care. It needs. They can change it. Change it now.
I talked to
Just pump
someone
in a song.
yesterday who went on this ride already. And you know what they said?
What?
And this is unprovoked. They were so excited because they went on it. They said two things. One, they were very disappointed by the lack of theming, and it's just like dirt for some parts. And
Yes.
two, they loved that it was just car sounds. They thought it was so
hell
cool
no.
to have authentic, like you're really riding in these cars drifting around, and it sounded so like the energy it created was so good, and it felt like a really fun ride, and it's different. And I was like, wow, this is an interesting take. That's exactly the opposite of the podcast I'm about to do.
But also, here's the thing. If we're actually like drag racing, they're going to play music in their car. They're not just like sitting there in silence
It's
listening
only
to
like
car
8
rumbles as
seconds
they're
long.
driving.
You just go down a strip. There's not enough time for music.
No,
if you
honey,
see the
I'm
original
putting on-
movie, there's only enough time to fly through a CGI engine and then hit the NOS and it's over.
No, that was 8 seconds, baby. We're listening to Kesha, okay? I'm not playing. I am not
I'm
playing. There
spit
needs
out
to
my
be
Coke
music.
Zero.
Mama, we're listening to Kesha, okay? We will be moving.
How mad are you going to be when Florida's version has music and yours doesn't?
If Florida's version has music, I don't know what I would do. I would try to sabotage the attraction in some way. I would just like take forever to load on and load off. I would make sure that like a piece of my clothing got caught in the ride and just like, sorry guys, I literally can't get off. And I would cause a downtime just to piss everyone off. That's how pissed I would be. It's going to be really bad news for you
On
guys.
top
I'm
of
letting
that,
you know.
our first launch might have a show scene.
You're joking.
They're enclosing the launch tunnel. It like backs into the maintenance building and then launches out for the beginning. And it almost is giving like the Velocicoaster screen tunnels. Like it's giving something.
Don't piss me off.
The two biggest problems are yours, and they're going to solve them here in Florida.
Actually, I don't think my second. Okay, so my second request, which I think they're way less likely to do, but there's 4 vehicles.
Yes.
And I needed vehicle 4 to be a different car. And I need there to be a girl car. Like I wanted Suki's car to be car number 4. I'm confused at why there's 2 orange cars. It should have been like black, orange, blue, and hot bubblegum pink. And there is literally a girl character with a sickening car. I don't know which movie Suki's in. Is it? I don't think it's Tokyo Drift. Is it Too Fast, Too Furious, or is it Tokyo Drift? I don't remember.
I don't know. Why aren't the last 2 cars both Brian's?
I don't get it. I'm like, why are all the cars boy cars? Like, what about the girls? What are we supposed to ride in?
It might just be that this is who they got approval to like mimic the car. It might also be partly why they have to have the car engine sounds be so prominent. Like this might be a licensing deal from the car manufacturers. Like the Dodge Charger is in everything. The Dodge Charger is the slut of the franchise, and they will let that be in anything, on anything, any merch. It doesn't matter. Dom's Charger, they got the full license from the first movie somehow, and they're just in everything. The second one is Han's Orange Mazda RX. And then the next one is the one I think of as Brian's car, the blue one, right? The blue and silver, the one that looks like the track in Florida. That's what I think of as Brian's car. But if Google search results AI is anything to go by, the Toyota Supra, the one you were in for your second ride, the orange car, it says it's also Brian's car. From the original film.
Too much Brian. I don't know who Brian is. Take him. He does not need 2 cars.
He's Paul Walker. He's the actor who passed away.
No, I don't care. Let's give him 1 car. Absolutely.
His tribute is he gets 2 cars, and the track is modeled after his first car.
All 4 cars being boy cars. I don't like that. There needs to be 1 girl car. Because think about it. You go on Mario Kart, and there are pink cars. Like there's the peach car.
I would posit to you that Mario Kart is a all ages, all gender type like IP, and I would say that Fast and Furious is not necessarily. I don't want to say the word girly, but it's got oiled up muscle people in it. Let's be real here.
Mama, the girls and the gays love oiled up muscle people. We need a pink car, okay? And let me tell you, there were the theme park space is for everyone. All the girls were in line yesterday. The girls were looking cute,
Right, but you
looking
can't
hot,
like filter
blowouts.
the girls only. They're, you're gonna gender it like a Barbie aisle at Target. Like you're gonna have the line like this is only for the fourth car. I only want the pink one. Or you put like a macho guy who loves Dom's Charger into the fourth car and it's pink and he's gonna have a meltdown because they're gonna be the ones sensitive about it. You can deal. You can
Ugh.
deal with not having a pink car. They can't deal with being in a pink car. I'm generalizing here. This is a joke, but I'm kind of serious.
No, I mean, I think you're right. I think that like I don't know. I don't even know if that was something that they thought of. If they're like, oh, maybe we should have Suki's car or not. I don't know. But I really wanted a pink car.
I almost feel like the only reason Han's car is there is because they named this drift and they have to put a car from the drifting movie in it. Otherwise, it's just the two main characters back and forth.
Yeah. My second thing is I think that the theming in the queue is really nice. It calling it Hollywood Drift is a reach because I get that it's at Universal Studios Hollywood, so that's why it's called that. But there is nothing Hollywood about the attraction.
I don't know. The entrance arch and the overpass feels very LA.
Yeah, that's not Hollywood. It's the ride is giving downtown LA to me. Like,
oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
It's like this should have been called like Downtown LA Drift because it's very much giving downtown LA,
man,
which
Fast and
feels
Furious
very
Downtown
different.
Drift feels good.
Yeah,
I thought it was only named Hollywood Drift because it goes over the like Hollywood Hill. I'm using air quotes, but like it's at Universal Studios Hollywood. It's going over a hillside. I was like, okay, it's the feel of Hollywood. You're looking down into a soundstage lot. You're at a Hollywood studio, so I get it. And then they theme it like every other Fast and Furious thing, and it's just a brick like warehouse. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's just the aesthetic of Fast and Furious. But when they named Florida Hollywood Drift, I was like, okay, well then it's not based on where it's located. It's just that's the name of the attraction. That's the franchise we're building here with these rides. Why is it not themed to Hollywood?
And I think that like when they were planning, it's like, okay, we thought that the queue was going to be very Hollywood and they're going to kind of show us like how the Fast and Furious movies are made and how they do the stunts and stuff. Listen, I know that I waited in Express and I didn't get to go through the full extended queue, but the queue was not giving like Hollywood how these movies are made at all. Like even the media content on the TVs that I saw, they were just showing clips from the movie and just like get ready to like go fast.
But they were specifically showing clips from the props that are on display in the queue though. So if in my brain, I'm like, that's technically a behind the scenes thing. If you get to see actual like the giant ball thing, like if you see an actual prop from a movie and then see the clip on the screen, like the Born Stuntacular queue, that's enough behind the scenes for me to tie it together. Also, I think the clips are showing specifically the cars that they modeled it after. Like they're trying to show things that are adjacent to the thing you're riding. Like here's the clips that inspired the maneuvers, here's the clips, but they're not saying any of that. It's not spelled out. It's like it's almost like subtext.
Yeah, I'm gonna need them to spell it out. And another thing is when you're on the ride, I mean, there is zero theming on the ride. I think that what's enjoyable is looking not around your immediate surroundings. I think like looking into the valley is like gorgeous. The views are gorgeous. But what I would have loved for them to do is we actually have like a replica of the Hollywood sign on the backlot tour right now. They should have made the Hollywood sign on the hillside, on the Fast and Furious hillside. So like
that would have
there's
tied
a
it
coaster
together.
track. Yeah, there's coaster track going through the Hollywood sign or around the Hollywood sign, or I don't know. I just would have done like.
Can you imagine going through the O of the Hollywood sign? That would have been pretty break. But you get my point.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be like Rock and Roller Coaster. It could have just been like, you know, the traditional Hollywood sign, like on the mountain, and you just kind of, you know, drift
you pass by it. You turn toward it as you pass by. Oh, that would be cool.
Or I don't know, like I would have done maybe something Rock and Roller Coastery where like there's just freeway signs scattered throughout, like Hollywood signs, or just something. It just needed something, and you could have done it with just like flat signs. I do know that the actual Hollywood sign is trademarked or whatever. So they have to like pay a licensing situation to even have the sign on the back lot. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Like you're already doing that. So just make one here. I don't know. That's just what I would have done. The ride does not give Hollywood at all. It's giving LA. It's like a beautiful homage to LA. With the palm trees and with the brick buildings and, you know, the beautiful views. And especially when you do the ride during sunset, which is kind of around when I did it, it's stunning, but it's not giving Hollywood. That's my only note.
In Florida, it's going to be giving here's the edge of City Walk and some shrubs. Like it's not they're not going to theme ours except at the queue and start of the ride also. So like I don't know. Maybe we ask too much of our theme parks to be theming our rides.
Parks. I don't know, but yours gets really close to the Hard Rock, and the Hard Rock is so Hollywood to me.
Yeah, but it's just like the side of it. It's like it's not you can't see the front or anything. You can just see the side, and it's just a building. Like it's not that exciting. It's just going to be a grassy lot with the evacuation path underneath, like the back half of Stardust. Like I'm not expecting anything. It's going to have a great view from the spike where like you can see out over Orlando, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to have. It's like the back half of Hulk where it's just rocks and like a desert shrub here and there. It's like that, but grass. Like that's what we're going to get. And all the theming like yours is going to be in the queue. And that's just the way that this type of ride is. And what do you expect? This isn't like Harry Potter like licensing. They're not being beholden by anyone. It's their in-house property. They own this. So
I have a question. Where your ride's entrance is going to be, what is the theme of that space? Is that New York or is that San Francisco? Like, what is that space right now?
It's New York. It's New York.
Oh, New
it's the
York.
back corner of the park. It's New York. It's on the other side of 30 Rock. It's
right.
sandwiched in between 30 Rock and the New York Public Library, Central Public Library. Because that was a Ghostbusters corner where the Ghostbusters facade is, and then the library where the intro to that movie takes place, with the concrete lions out front.
Interesting.
And they're sandwiching in like a warehouse with the little overpass, just like yours, in that corner probably. We're still not even sure where the entrance is going to be or how the signage will work. I'm assuming they're just going to put a big giant like block sign right in the center of the street blocking the library from the end of the street, and you just like see this like big giant arrow pointing this way, like over here, roller coaster, come, and then you have to turn the corner and there's a giant warehouse.
Interesting.
That's my theory anyway.
Because I mean, if they would have, because the amphitheater area is an homage to the Hollywood Bowl, so if they would have kept the entrance where Rip Ride Rocket was, I feel like that would have been more Hollywood.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it would have made more sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay,
technically that's all Minion Land now.
Got it.
And Illumination Avenue. Even the actual theater area is on the map, and we still technically have production central, but it's all the backstage area now where the actual sound stages are. It doesn't start until you cross underneath the roller coaster. So before, Hollywood Drift was in Production Central, which you could argue is Hollywood. It's just like a realistic Hollywood because that's where they really film things. So now there's no argument at all. It's the entrance to this is in New York. It passes through Minion Land and then it goes out to City Walk. There's no element of Hollywood anywhere here.
All right. Okay. So, just, I guess, Hollywood Drift. That's just like a loose...
It needed cue videos similar to the pre-shows for the Twister show. It needed to be the actors on like a little set doing interviews and talking about the stunts were so insane. You have no idea. We would do this crazy move where we'd get into the thing and it would flip and the stunt people. And it was like, hi, I'm the stunt man for Dom's character. And it's like, that would be so cool to see like the stunt people get like their credit and have their name show up on screen. And then they talk about how the coaster, like the stunt coordinator comes on and he's like, we designed some of the elements of the coaster to better reflect some of the most outrageous stunts we've done over the last 20 years at these films. And like that would have made sense and also tied the name together to the ride, and none of that happened.
Yeah. Or they could have even done this thing of like, like you entered New York Street, but did you know like even in Hollywood, like we can set dress any of our areas to make them look like a different filming location.
Stop. I can't get any more excited. You need to stop. You're hurting me.
But it's like
tying
you could
to the
even
actual
tie it all
geographic area in the park. No, you can't. You can't. We hope you've enjoyed your view, your tour of the backlot area. We've set dressed it like New York out here, but as you can see back here, we're just backstage and we're working on our new stunt for the new Fast and Furious film. Any pretense at all.
Yeah.
No, it's just a big dumb coaster. Everyone's going to be happy. Just don't scream too loud. You'll like it.
Do we know as far as capacity goes? Does it have a higher capacity than what was there before? Rip Ride?
What was there before for you? For your show?
No. For you guys, show? Rip Ride.
Oh,
so is the new coaster going to actually make a dent in park capacity, or are we just kind of breaking even and getting a new coaster?
I think it's got to be an even trade. The cars could dispatch faster on what was it called? Rip Ride Rocket. However, they had half as many people, so they were like half the car. So half the train dispatching twice as fast. It probably evens out to a longer train dispatching twice as slow.
Okay.
You have a dual load, right?
Dual load, which thank goodness, because it's been, I really want to talk about size inclusivity with the seats. Because that's...
Go for it.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeesh. So not very inclusive, unfortunately.
Really?
Inclusive. Wait, did I say that right?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Not very accommodating for all sizes.
Yeah. Even though I'm comparing it to Cosmic Rewind, that is not the case. As far as sizing goes, it feels more like you would compare it to a Velocicoaster. But the difference with this attraction, which I don't think Velocicoaster has, is extremely tall people are not allowed to ride Hollywood Drift, which is just something that not a lot of people are talking about. And I talked to a team member about it yesterday because my first time on, I saw 2 tall people get rejected.
Wow.
They said you cannot ride. And I was curious about it because at first I thought, okay, maybe it's because their like legs are too long. So the lap bar like sits higher, if that makes sense.
Right.
And
but it's not that it's just actual height.
It's their heads. So basically the way that they're gauging it, they do not at this time have an exact measurement of like a maximum height requirement. It's all done by just gauging person by person, and how they're able to tell if you can ride or not. If your head comes too high up above the back head rest, you cannot ride.
Wow.
It's like
so you don't even know until you sit down?
Yes, and that's why the test seats are there. So when you're sitting in the test seat, what they're looking for is where the back of your head lines up to the back of the vehicle. So when I sat down in the test vehicle, and I did it with the team member, and I had them come over just to like see, just to ask questions. The top of my head came up a little bit above the back of the head rest, and that is completely okay. It's more so like if your entire head is above the headrest, you cannot ride because of the spinning, because it's like not safe. As like when the ride vehicle whips you around, they can't say, hey, make sure your head is all the way in the back. You know when they say like make sure your head is, you can't
lean your head against the headrest if the headrest is below your head.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the headrest for this seems to be much shorter than a traditional coaster.
It's trying to be realistic, like a car, and not like a roller coaster. Exactly. You go on Rock and Roller Coaster. The headrest keeps going above your head because it's against a back wall. This is like in a convertible, so the car headrest has to stop eventually.
Exactly.
How tall are you? Aren't you like 6'2"?
No, I'm 6'2" in a chunky platform, which every time you see me, I'm in a fabulous
I'm used to you
being
platform. In the giant shoes. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you, 6 feet?
I'm 6 feet, and it was no issue for me. Now they did say I did ask about the legs, like so for tall people, if they have really long legs or tall legs, the lap bar can be an issue, like getting the correct light, getting the green light. However, there is a little bit of a strategy. If you cross your legs and, push your thighs down, you can get on. What's been troubling for a lot of people is actually not the legs or the thighs. It's the headrest. It's their head.
Okay.
So just something to keep in mind.
How does that compare to Secret Life of Pets for legs?
Oh my God. Secret Life of Pets is awful.
Can you fit your legs in there? Yeah, this is still a car. I assume you have legroom here.
There is plenty of legroom. I want to say the legroom was very similar to like the back row of Mario Kart.
I get what you're saying. Does the There is a posted height requirement though for minimum height.
Yes, there's a
Okay.
posted height requirement for minimum
What
height.
is it? 51 inches. It's pretty high.
It is pretty high. There was a
It's
lot
higher
of
than
kids.
because Forbidden Journey is 48, which was the highest at the park, I think. So this is 51. If Google AI I need to turn it off. But yeah, no, it seems to be 51 inches.
So yeah, so just keep that in mind if you are a really, really tall height. And once again, they're not measuring you. They're just going to put you in the test seat and they're going to see
Yeah,
where your
that's
head lands
annoying.
on the backrest. Yeah.
I'd be slouching. Just slouch down as best you can and tuck your knees and cross your legs. It's the opposite of Ministry of Magic. So because when I heard when you started saying that, I thought of the track layout here in Florida, and there was a head chopper moment that I'm like, how is there enough clearance for this? Like the track is directly underneath another track, and I know everyone's zooming their cameras in, so it's probably an optical illusion, but it looks
Sure.
impossible. It looks impossible. But if you don't allow tall people on it, maybe the envelope is different.
Yeah. I will say that some of the spin profiles are a little questionable on the ride as well. This has nothing to do with height or inclusivity, but like there's certain parts of the ride where it just like points you at the ground, which I'm like, oh, okay. Like I'm just like
so
really
your
close to the
screams
ground.
you're absorbed by the gravel. Wait. Speaking of inclusive, would you say the seats though, the actual seats for like larger individuals who are not too tall, are the seats like Velocicoaster width or Stardust width? Like how wide are they?
Oh, width-wise, they felt wide enough. There is what do you call that? A crotch spike?
Yeah, the
What
little
would you
nub.
call that?
That's the ball's nub.
It's a tall nub. It's a tall nub on this one. It's a really prominent nub.
Tall.
So there's that.
Okay, so you're not rolling because it's spinning you around, so you're not flying out of your seat. Okay,
exactly. And then as far as like the lap bar situation goes, it's literally Velocicoaster. So it comes from above, but then it kind of rests on your tummy.
Okay, and there's
so
no
it's
shoulder harness to hold on to. It's a metal bar behind you at that point.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then and then there's a crotch nub. And as far as width, it felt wide enough. Maybe people with wider hips might have an issue, but that doesn't seem to be the issue.
I went on Kumba for the first time in years, and this is a 1993 coaster. Like this is the first big coaster in Florida, and I sat in there, and I haven't had this issue in forever. Now, granted, I'm not a small person. I'm working on it. But I sit down in Kumba, and I couldn't get the thing down to click, and I was like, oh no. Oh no, this is gonna be the first time I'm turned away from a coaster in like a decade. Is this really gonna happen? Like I was almost turned away from Hagrid the first day, and I was like, no, I will make this work, y'all. So I sit down in Kumba, my hips didn't fit, and I was like, they don't build them like they did in '93, I guess. Like '93, people were different or something. So, and I worked at it, and I sucked in my gut as best I could, and I pressed it down, and I got the first click, and I was like, my last ride on Kumba, I almost didn't get on. So like it makes me think. I know there's a lot of people that say like Universal rides aren't that inclusive, but dang, like you want to talk about not size inclusive, go back in time to an older ride because they've also adjusted and added in more modified seating on things like Hiccup swing gliders and Stardust racers and the rally flat ride dragons. They've added new seating, so and those ones, if you ride in the back row at Hiccup swing gliders, I move around. There's so much extra room. I just like slide around now. So
and there is no modified seat for Fast and Furious as of right now. I have two friends that. As of right now, I have two friends that were not able to ride. I had a friend that waited 2.5 hours and was rejected. But that's honestly her fault because she didn't do the test seat. I was like, girl, you need to do the test seat.
So they do have a test seat open. What they need to do on the test seat is have like a head measuring automatic green light too.
Right.
And I'm not kidding. Like they need to figure out a way to do that.
So when she was in the station and she couldn't get on, I guess they asked if there was a modified seat, and they said no, there is not.
Yeah. So there might be later. It's weird how they added them because it's not just the manufacturer because one is Mach and one is Intamin over at Epic Universe, and they added them 6 months later. So it is weird how that was done. Like they were just trying to get the rides open maybe. So who knows if they add modified to this or if this is just the way it is. But I wouldn't assume it's like small, but it also clearly doesn't have ones that are bigger either.
Not to segue away from Fast and Furious, but I do want to mention one thing that I also learned very recently, which also does tie into Supercharged. I'm not sure if it'll tie into
Okay,
your
no,
Supercharged.
that I was hoping we'd have 10 minutes, but we have 5 minutes. I wanted to touch on that too. Yes, please. That's where I was going to segue in.
So I've learned that there is currently an attraction in development for Hollywood's version of Supercharged. It is currently in development, allegedly.
Okay, don't say what it is yet. I want to guess. Allegedly.
Okay. Allegedly.
Because here's the thing. I've heard this for so long that I no longer believe that it would be even logical to do. But that's the thing about Universal. They'll do things that are illogical.
Right.
I heard it was Twisters.
Yep. That's what I heard.
I can't believe it's still that. It didn't stick with the zeitgeist. It so completely fell off of everyone's radar. I love the movie. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely love the movie. It was a perfect like balance of new movie and soft reboot and incorporating like not characters, but like weirdly costume designs from the original movie instead of characters or archetypes. It was great. It was a great movie. No one remembers it. It's already gone. Like when you put Jupiter's Claim from Nope into the studio tram tour while the movie is still relevant, that's one thing. But why wait this long? It's been sitting there for a year and like 4 months. Why not just open it immediately?
And also, like, at least for us, this is supposed to be the grand finale of the tram tour. And so I don't know what that's going to look like. Are you about to shake me in front of 2 screens with wind? Like, that's not going to give my love. So I need to see
maybe
like
you can
a
have a
cow
pre-show.
swinging. Or
maybe you can put a pre-show and be like, the culmination of all of the things we've learned here at Universal Pictures and how to make the greatest movies is the combination of special effects and real practical effects. And here's some wind. Take the wind.
I think that it could be promising if they gutted out that entire building and made our Twisters like your attraction, except we were on a tram.
Like multi-room storyline and then a finale with actual practical stuff instead of a 360. You know it's going to be a 360 screen with wind. That's what they're going to do. Of course, that's what they're going to do. They haven't changed anything in there. They've just been using it to store trams while they repair them, right?
Exactly, yeah.
But those screens are still there. They're just going to make them into non-3D wind screens.
Yeah, non-3D wind screens is not going to give to me. I think that if you want to keep it a 360 sort of show, it needs to have a stronger IP with stronger, more crazier things happening. Like,
I feel like we really missed the opportunity to do a 100th anniversary, because this was years ago. They should have done a 100th anniversary finale that was essentially a montage of like greatest hits from 100 years of Universal movies. Imagine clips like flying by, like it just like you're in with like little transitional moments, but you are just like essentially anything that you could imagine in a Universal movie where you're moving forward, like flying next to E.T. on the bikes, racing through a mall with police cars chasing the Blues Brothers, racing up to 88 miles per hour to travel through time, anything that is moving in motion. I don't know, like what other Universal movies have motion. I can't think off the top of my head, but I'm sure there are some.
Back to the Future.
That's racing up to 88. That the finale in my brain should have been like the Skull Island ride where you kind of get a little slow-mo at the beginning and then it picks up speed. They could have done a little bit of slow-mo through a couple scenes, then a fast motion, then a little slow down, and then you stop. And then you see you're in the like right in front of the clock tower and you see Doc Brown trying to put the 2 wires together, and then you see off to your left the like racing vehicle, and then the music kicks up speed, and then you start racing alongside the vehicle as it goes down the end of the street, and you go travel through time together, and it goes 100 years of Universal, and then you end the tour. Wouldn't that have been fun?
It would have been incredible. And you could even add like a Jeep T-Rex chase in there.
Oh my God,
somehow.
That would have been perfect too. Must go faster. Imagine a montage you get to be in. How cool would that have been?
That would have been the perfect finale. And
instead you get Twisters, a soft reboot that people don't even remember anymore.
if I get to see Glenn Powell shirtless,
You know
in,
what? I
like,
actually agree
2
with that.
stories
I
tall,
love him. I don't know what it is about him. He is the it guy right now for me.
I know. I'm obsessed. I'm like, okay, if he's in there, that's fine.
I don't know. I saw that, like, what was the romantic? I don't even remember the name of the romantic comedy that was in. Was it Anything But You or something?
Yes.
It was so good.
Yeah. It was so great. He's
is that
just
what
so
it's called?
charming. I have no clue, but I did see it. The one with the other girl, the white girl with the rack.
Yeah, the one with the girl.
Yeah.
He's so good at it. I can't remember the movie. Yeah, so as far as Florida goes for Supercharged, I guess you can theme a whole building around Twisters, and you can like totally play on people's nostalgia for Twister leaving Universal Studios Florida and be like, add a pre-show that kind of like teaches you about special effects or CG or something, and then you get to ride it. Sure, I'm fine, whatever. If that's what we need to do, that's what we need to do. I don't care, because it's, in my mind, no matter what it is in Hollywood and Florida, it's going to be temporary until they gut it and put something practical in it.
For sure.
They need to get their money's worth out of 360 screens one more time. And if this is what it's going to be instead of Back to the Future, then so be it, I guess.
I'm surprised they haven't just like cut the cord on the 360 because no one cares. So I'm like, I can't imagine them developing a new attraction.
That's why this is the perfect one. It's no one cares about it. It's perfect. They got to get their money's worth out of this installation, though, especially in Florida. It's so new. It's like 8 years old. That's not old.
I think it could be promising if it's multi-layered and they have the screens in the back, but they add like practical stuff in the foreground that swings in or drops.
They're not going to do that. You know they're not going to do that.
I know.
Not for a long tram, especially. Like, what are they going to have? Like the Jaws shark has to bounce out and in and out of the water over and over again. They're going to have a cow on a wire go up and down and up. And, actually they could.
I don't know.
They're just not going to.
They just spent millions refurbing our Earthquake attraction for the anniversary. So, like, our Earthquake is all practical. It's all working beautifully and looks so refreshed and brand new. And it was down for so long. I'm like, I mean, they could. I don't know.
It's a miracle that still is there.
I know.
I honestly feel like King Kong would still be there if he didn't catch on fire.
Oh, yeah. I think so, too.
So it's just the way that tram tour works. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to think positively. There'll be a cow. You know what? There could be a cow. Why not? It's not in the new Twisters movie. It's from the original Twister movie, but I don't care. They'll put a cow. I'm trying to think of something iconic from the new Twisters movie, and it's not coming to me. It's all CG. It's not coming to me.
But
a swimming
anyway.
pool. There it is, a swimming pool. The whole scene takes place underneath a tarp in a swimming pool. It's just black and dark, and you hear sound effects and wind.
Oh, God.
At least I remembered a scene. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Park Talk.
Stupid.
Oh.
Thanks for listening.
Naynay, can you tell the people where to find you, where you posted some stuff? What's your Insta?
Oh, my Instagram. My Instagram is at with Naynay. WITHNAYNAY.
Yeah, everyone needs to go follow you there. Did you post about Hollywood Drift yet? I haven't opened Instagram in 3 days.
I posted on my story, but that was it. I haven't made an actual post because I looked really ugly that day because I flew from work and I was like, okay, this can't be on Maine.
All right. Well, hopefully you post something. And at the beginning of this video, if you haven't looked at the video version, there's a YouTube channel just for Park Talk. And at the beginning, I'll put some clips and pictures from your most recent visit to Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, opening blah, 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 sometime at Universal Studios Hollywood. Probably, maybe, hopefully, get in on these soft opens while they're still happening. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.